Happy Christmas in July. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I have loved doing this every year. This is just a tradition in our family, and I wanted to share it with all of you and take you along with us as we do our Christmas in July day. So it started when our kids were little, and it was just something fun to break up the summer. And I would start in the morning and go all the way to bedtime, and it was just full of Christmas. So there's three components. We had Christmas cheer, Christmas food, and service. So what we would do is we'd always start with a Christmas Eve breakfast. Lots of times, I'm sharing a recipe with you today. It's just mini cinnamon rolls, and I would just put them in the shape of a Christmas tree. And I would serve it with eggs and fruit, whatever they liked. And that was Christmas breakfast. We always play Christmas music throughout the day, always have a Christmas movie. And during a Christmas movie, I'd usually get them to set up some popcorn and then watching the movie, and then I would prep dinner. Our Christmas dinner was always in July. It was always the week would get at Christmas time that they liked. So we'd have a ham, which I'm sharing with you today, and sides that they love. Because sometimes you go to grandma's or aunt's house at Christmas and they have grown-up sides. They don't really have the sides that kids love. So I make sure I would include sides that they love so much. We would also have a craft, always have a craft. And that is usually the craft that we would give to our aunts and our grandmas for Christmas. So I get a Christmas gift knocked out in July. And it was always usually an ornament, something that the children could make with their own hands with a little bit of help from me. One year we did melted snowman ornaments, and you just get a glass or a plastic ornament ball, and you put Epsom salt or kosher salt on the bottom and some black beads for the eyes and the buttons. And then you'd make a cone, a little tiny cone-shaped nose out of orange cardstock, and drop it in and put a cute bow on it. And that was it, y'all. So simple, but it was so cute, and they loved it knowing they made it for their aunts. Christmas service. So we would do several different things. One year we had a family that could use a little bit of help, so we actually decided to get a bunch of things for the kids. So we filled up a goodie bag and dropped it on their door, and the boys got to run off, and they just thought that was the funnest thing. We would get little labels sometimes, and it would say, "Thank you for your service." And we would stick it on Gatorades and snacks and put it on our trash cans for the trash guys, our mailbox for our mail lady, and our UPS drivers. So we put it on our front porch, and we would do that for them. One year, we got a little label that said, "Have a toy on us," and we stuck a dollar bill to it, and we went to the dollar store, and we stuck it on random toys throughout the toy section so kids could find it and buy that toy. So little things like that. Anything I could get to where my kids were involved and they were performing a service for someone else, that was my goal. And they had a great time doing it. So basically, it was just a day of family togetherness, family time. It broke up the hot summer because we're in Texas and it's hot. And it was just so much fun. So I'm going to take you along my day, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope you can implement some of the ideas into your family time. Have a great day.
So let's start off with part of our breakfast. We love these little mini cinnamon rolls, and you can bake them up in a regular pan, like a cake pan, and they come out just great. But for Christmas time, I always put them in a Christmas tree shape. And so you'll just separate your crescent roll dough into 4 rectangles. You want to make sure you pinch all those seams tight. Go over it with a baker's roller, make sure it's nice and tight. And then all you do is pat some butter onto each rectangle, spread it all out. You're going to take your cinnamon and sugar, make sure that you've mixed it before, and go ahead and sprinkle that on all of them. And then I like to take the back of my spoon and just really spread it in. Then you're going to roll them up on the long side. You're going to make sure that rolling is really, really tight. It just makes for a better rolled cinnamon roll. Make sure it's really tight and just set to the side for a second. You'll go ahead and do it to all 4 rectangles. You're then going to slice them. I like to slice them into about 6 discs, and that seems to be the perfect height for these little mini cinnamon rolls. And then you just arrange it into your tree shape. So you start with 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. Give it a little trunk, and that is it. Pop it into your oven, and you're going to bake it. And while it bakes, you'll make up your glaze. And the glaze is really just, like I said, a thin glaze. It's not thick. But you can do it however you like. These are so versatile. These are so good. They're kind of crispy around the edge. They're gooey in the middle, just like a cinnamon roll. Everybody can pull off their own. Y'all, your kids and you are going to love them so much. They're so tasty. And that's it. I would serve it with eggs and some fruit. Now for the ham, you're going to mix up the mixture for the ham that will give it all the flavor. You're going to get some brown sugar and some juice from pineapple and mix that together. You're going to take your ham. I usually get about a 10-pounder, and you'll go ahead and you'll make some cross cuts, or you can just pierce it. You want to start getting that glaze and putting it into those places that you pierced or cross-cut, and make sure it gets in there really, really good. This is going to give your ham so much flavor and keep it very juicy. Then you'll go ahead and pour the rest of that on, and you'll go ahead and just massage it all over your ham, making sure every inch of that ham is covered. This is key. But while you're doing this, before you start, make sure you line your tall baking sheet or a thick baking sheet, about 2 inches, with heavy duty aluminum foil. You'll add pineapple, you'll add Coke, all in the bottom of that ham. The Coke sends it over the edge. You want to get it about halfway up the pan height so that way it doesn't boil over, but smelling it the whole time, making sure it doesn't boil out. Make sure you roll that ham really, really tight in that foil, and look, it's the ugliest ham you've ever seen, but it is so tasty. You're going to love it. It's so delicious. As I carve off the pieces, I always put them back in the juice. This really helps that ham absorb all that flavor. Moving on to twice baked potatoes. Okay, this is a family favorite. You're just going to bake your potatoes like you normally would, but with no oil and no salt, so that that skin is nice and tough. You'll go ahead and you'll fish out that potato and put it in a big bowl that already has cubed butter in it. And as those hot potatoes hit that butter, it melts it, making it so much easier to smash. Go ahead and add some milk, and then you're going to add cheese. I usually do a Colby Jack or a medium cheddar, and then add some crumbled cooked bacon. Go ahead and season it up really well. Salt, pepper, granulated garlic are my 3 choices for twice baked potatoes. You'll go ahead and keep mashing until everything's well incorporated, then add more cheese and more butter. If everyone in your group loves green onion, add it now. If everyone in your group loves sour cream, add it now. Mine are picky, so I go ahead and I just do cheese and bacon. I spread it all into the shells. And then I go ahead and top it with extra cheese, extra bacon, and just whoever likes green onion. And look, y'all, they're glorious. They're so good. They're creamy. They're full of flavor. They're so delicious, and they look so great on a dinner plate. And look at that. This is our holiday Christmas in July dinner. Just twice baked potato, ham, fresh veggies, and sourdough bread. I hope you enjoyed our time together. Thank you for tuning in, and follow me and subscribe.